Buffalo is going to win it, folks.
Kick your heels up and shout.
Let's see why the Buffalo Bills are en route to the playoffs.
Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout.
Buffalo Bills go undefeated. And we're going to the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Now, baby, come on, come on.
No one
Come on
circles the
and
wagon
shout.
like the Buffalo Bills.
Let's go. We're back. We're back. Another week. It's a different tenor, you know what I mean? Usually we got more people here on the win, but he has some other things going on. But we got our guy Matty Ice. Matt, what's good? How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Doing good. I'm ready to pod. I'm glad to be back. Another week. Victory Tuesday, we'll call it for us. Just feeling good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. I didn't ask. You wasn't in Carolina, were you?
No.
Okay. I just making sure. Shout out to all the fans that made it. Somebody at my job said he felt like it was about 50%. About 50-50 at the stadium. He said he was around probably like 40-50 Bills fan in his section. So he had a great time out there. The Bills travel. I mean, the Mafia travels as usual. But yeah, shout out to the Mafia for traveling like that.
I saw a Panthers fan. He posted a video like, shame on everybody with their PSLs, weak fan base. So there was probably 50-1 Bills fan to Panthers fan ratio. He said it was me. So it was me and 10 other fans in there. It's a despicable display of fandom showed on Sunday.
On their side, but you got to know the Bills gonna travel. And I mean, not saying it's smart, but if you're a team that the Bills, the Mafia is traveling, so it's a good way to sell your tickets. They gonna come. They know they coming buying tickets. So I'm not mad at you, but you still want to come support your team and had that right. But shout out to the Bills Mafia for always traveling good. And as you see, it's just me and Matt here. Preach is out doing this thing. Mike is on daddy duty. So shout out to those guys. They definitely want to be on, but they're gonna be on next week. Obviously. We got a shout out to Buffalo fan base for the collab. Always allow us on a platform. Continue to like, share, subscribe to everything the Buffalo fan base is doing. Shout out to 26 shirts as well. But we have our own sponsor. We have our own presenting sponsor that presents every week. Matt, tell the people about our presenting sponsor.
Yes, sir. This week and every other week, the episodes are brought to you by the good people at AOG Cigar Lounge. AOG Cigar Lounge, located at 3495 Delaware Avenue, is the premier cigar lounge in Western New York. They have, AOG Cigar Lounge is, a welcoming atmosphere to all levels of cigar smoker. They have an amazing selection of all of your favorite cigars and a massive selection of drinks to pair with it. And they have bucket deals, flights of bourbons and whiskeys and things that you probably have never seen or have it on your whiskey or bourbon bucket list. They have that stuff in there. Definitely check those guys out. Check out a game, catch up with friends. We got the sports equinox going on, for the next couple of days where all the sports collide. We got, the World Series, NFL football, college football, hockey, basketball, everything's in full swing right now. College hoops is in the pipeline. Definitely go check those guys out. Stop in today and, let them know that the guys at the Overdue Bills sent you. It's a great spot to be.
That is a fact. Shout out AOG, always showing love, always doing what they gotta do, partnering with us, allowing us to be their sponsor, allowing the combination we have together, just being a sponsor. They doing what they doing with us. Shout out to AOG. It's a dope place. Continue to support them as well. Obviously, this is we had a game against Carolina. Obviously, gonna talk about it. It was a blowout. We're gonna talk about it, but it's also a big week. This is Chiefs week, essentially. We've been playing. How many years straight we've been playing the Chiefs?
I mean, it's been at least since we started, I think. So I want to say
at least 5. I mean,
at least 5. Might be more. But yeah, it's at least 5.
All right, but definitely this is Chief week. So if it's Chiefs week, we got our guy CJ on. He gonna be on a little later. So shout out to Shide, shout out to whole Chief Nation Kingdom. I forgot, is a Kingdom, something like that. Shout out to the Chief fan base that's going to be showing up with CJ pop on. But before we get that, I want everybody to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers by the end of this season. We're gonna figure out. I'm gonna by next week. I'm gonna have if we get to 500, what we gonna do for the people that's watching, the people that stuck with us, the people that's helped us get there. We're gonna have somebody next week. But we're trying to get to 500 subscribers on YouTube, so definitely subscribe. If you want any merch, OverdueBillsPod.com. OverdueBillsPod.com is where you get all your merch. And let's get into it, man. Before we get to CJ, he in the backstage way, but we gonna get to it right before we get to him. We start with a quick question of the day, and this is got kind of more of an overarching question. Just the vibe, because we're in a big bro stage. We're 30s, mid, early to mid 30s, so we in big bro stage, heading into unk stage.
Yep.
And my question is, do you feel like the NFL is getting better or worse? Do you feel like, based on, when our time, the Tom Brady era, Peyton Manning, Big Ben, all those guys, now we got this new crop, this new crop of players, this new crop of quarterbacks, this new crop of how offenses and defense are playing, right? The new dynamic kickoff, all the things that's happening in the NFL, the tush push, whatever you want to call it. Do you feel like the product is a better product is going on right now in the NFL? Or you feel like, some slippage has happened? What's your thoughts on the NFL as a whole?
I mean,
this season?
just like everything, it has its growing pains. There's always gonna be stuff people like, people don't like. There's gonna be complaints every game. But I do think, as a whole, I think viewership is up. I think that the with how they do the Sunday ticket and the red zone. It has made it a little bit better to be able to consume a lot more football, as to where, kind of when we were growing up, we had one or two options, right? Yep. It was like, we're either watching what's on channel 4 or channel 6, right? Yep. Or, sometimes we get lucky and we get like a live looking at a game at the end. Now we could pretty much have any game we want at our fingertips, which is pretty cool. So I think that aspect of it has improved. I think the game as a whole, I think it also has gotten better. There's more, more scoring. There's a ton of great things going on in the game. With what they're doing with the early games, they're just making, it used to be football was just Sundays and Monday nights, right? And then they implemented the Thursday night games. That was a regular thing. Yeah. And now we got Sunday morning games, like 9:30. And then now there's Friday night games some days where
Saturday night games.
Yeah, I like it. I like a lot of what they're doing. There's some things that they can get away from, but as a whole, I think it's gotten better.
Yeah, I hear where you're coming from. I would say it's definitely more football. Obviously, it's 17 games, 18 weeks now. Like you said, Thursday night, Friday night, Sunday night, Saturday nights, the whole weekend they're gonna take over a game. I'm sure they're gonna try to add another game at some point. I don't know. I think the whole tenor of the quarterbacks and the expectations of these quarterbacks coming in trying to be great right away, right? Because we have some here and there. I think these quarterbacks, these young quarterbacks, are obviously like, they ain't young no more, but that quarterback class, that Tua, Trevor, Justin Field, all those guys, we yet to seize a lot of pressure on those guys. So I think it's a have and have nots. Maybe that's always been the case, but maybe I don't know. It's like back then when we was watching football, like a Ray Lewis team can have a chance. Like if you're the best defensive team in the NFL had a chance. Now it's like that ain't good enough. I don't know who it is. The Broncos is good. Maybe the Browns in the yesteryear would be good. But I think typically if you don't got one of those guys, a high end guy, you probably not got a chance. So I guess it's not. I guess the parity has came down. I guess maybe it's always been that, but I don't know. It's not. I don't know if those one-off teams going to be able to win here and there. I mean, maybe that's been the case for the last 20 years or something like that. But I think it's more football. I don't know if it's better. I don't know if the quarterback play has been better. And I think, a lot of the rules that's changed, a lot of the defensive holding, the free they made it be a more offensive game, so it was more exciting for sure. But I don't know if that made it better football, if that makes sense. I don't know if that made it better.
Yeah, no, it makes sense for sure.
Shout out to Herb. What's good, Herb?
What up,
Shout out to Herb, man. What's good, man? Thanks for coming up. All right. That was anything else you want to talk about? I mean, as far as that question before we move on.
No, I think we covered it, man.
All right, man. Let's go to this game recap. The Bills win in blowout fashion against the Carolina Panthers. I didn't even get the highlights. I said this is going to be crazy. I didn't even get the highlights. He already started. Herb already started. He already started for preach. He already started. Shout out to him. But we ain't need Keon this week. But offensively, Matt. Coming out the bye. Let's talk about it, right? Because some people, 40 was a 40-3.
40-9.
49. Sorry about that. 40-9. Yeah. And a lot of fans, it don't feel like we won 40-9 if you talk to the right person. Depending on who you talk to, it might have felt like we barely squeaked by, or we didn't do enough, or it didn't look the way we wanted it to look. So offensively, Matt, what's your takeaways from the game? And did we improve enough for you offensively coming out the bye, or is it still some things we need to, figure out?
Well, I think, we kind of alluded to it last week. I know Mike, was on it heavy. The best teams, they give the ball to their best players in a high volume, right? I think this week Joe Brady kind of ditched the everybody eats concept. At least that's how it looked. If you look at like the types of plays that were scripted and called, granted, Josh only had to throw the ball 19 times, but when James Cook wasn't getting a double-digit rush, which seemed like every time he touched the football, he went to his playmakers. Josh Allen went to his playmakers. When I say playmakers, I mean our best playmakers that aren't James Cook and Josh Allen. That's Khalil Shakir and Dalton Kincaid. There was a stretch where it was a play to Khalil, play to Khalil, play to Khalil, play to Kincaid, play to Khalil, play to Khalil, and it worked because you give those guys the ball and you let them do their thing. You saw it on Shakir. When he caught that 54-yard touchdown, he made it happen. He made a guy miss, and he got himself into the end zone. You give the ball to your playmakers, and you just let it go. That Joe Flacco, I think he's targeted Jamar Chase 30 times in the last 3 weeks, and that's proved great for his offense, right? For the Bengals offense, they did lose to the Jets, but they scored 38 points, so that's not really on those guys, but. I think we got what we were looking for is what I'm trying to say at the end of the day. We got what we were looking for. We ditched the everybody eats. We gave the ball to our best players, and they made it happen, and we blew the Panthers out.
Yeah, that's a fact. I would say this. I know, having Josh Allen as the quarterback may make people not like this statement, but we're a better running team than we are a passing team as of right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right now,
I know, maybe I don't know if it's just an NFL fan or because we have Josh Allen. Maybe it's a combination of both. Bills fans don't want to hear that. Like, I hear that. I hear you, but I don't want to hear that. It's James Cook showing that he's a top 5 back in the NFL. Shout out to CJ. CJ, what's good, man? We just doing a little game recap, but shout out to CJ. We got him on. But is James Cook showing that he's a top 5 running back in the NFL? And if so, we need to give him the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not mad at that. But I know a lot of our fans understand what Josh did in the past, understands he's the MVP from last year. We want to see 250, 300 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, and a run. You know what I mean? But that means we got to take, you know what I'm saying? So I think James Cook is putting himself in that upper echelon running back, right? He's looking a lot like his brother. Shout out to Dalvin. So yeah, I don't mind it, understanding that Josh is Josh. He didn't forget how to be great. He didn't forget how to throw the ball. So if we're 10, 20%, 30% better at running the ball, right? I'm not mad at going against, especially this early. I mean, it's early. It's somewhat, early. We can still figure out the passing as we go along, but being dominant in anything, is good for me. And I like running the ball, and it helps our defense because our defense, isn't the best. Can can give up a lot of points early and often if the offense is constantly getting off the field. So I'm not mad at our offense and how Joe Brady is calling it, because obviously this is the caveat. This is what Sean McDermott wants, right? We seen him fire Ken Dorsey in the middle of the season, right?
Yeah.
And Joe Brady is giving what he wants. He wants a more ground and pound, just a more a time-consuming type of offense that helps his defense out. And that's what if that's what the head coach want, and that's what I'm doing. I know what the fans saying, but this is what the head coach want, and my job security is based on that. And I think he's doing a good job at that, at the very least. So anything else you want to say offensively, Matt?
No, I mean, you said it. James Cook is showing to be a top 3 running back right now. That I think he's getting a little bit unlucky with other running backs in the AFC having career years. Well, Derrick Henry kind of had a repeat career year because he had some really good years in Tennessee as well. But Jonathan Taylor right now is playing out of his mind. He's in LT MVP territory.
Yeah.
So
so
he's getting a little bit overshadowed by JT every week. But that 200-yard performance was awesome this week. So I really don't got nothing else to say about the offense.
That's a fact. CJ, I don't know if you caught the Bills game. I don't know if you watch, but do you got anything you want to say about the offense as far as the Bills against the Panthers?
No, facts. I agree with everything y'all said. I got a couple buddies. We have a Discord. We make bets and stuff. And I took the over on James Cook rush attempts this week because I completely agree. Last week versus Atlanta, there's no way James Cook should have not touched the ball 20-plus times. I thought it was kind of low-key, kind of selfish of Joe Brady to throw the ball so much, especially when Josh Palmer went down, and prayers up to him. Hopefully he's healthy. But for you to see one of your better receivers not be available and Kincaid didn't play, James Cook should have been doing that damn near the whole season. Like you said, they're a running football team, and y'all have a very good offensive line. So we're going to feature him until, you don't want to run him into the ground, but you need to give him his touches to protect your defense as much as possible. So I've been a James Cook fan ever since he was in college. I love him in the league. I hate y'all got him because he's one of my favorite guys in the draft. So any week I get a chance to bet on him or watch him. I love watching James Cook. And he's on my fantasy team too. So
that's always good. Yeah, he definitely a little 4th, 5th round sleeper you picked up. Ooh,
for sure.
That's
I got
dope.
him in Gibbs. I've been cooking.
Shout out Sean McNamara. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna talk about any type of moves we need to make. We're gonna get to that. Shout out to Sean. But all right, let's go defensively, right? Defensively,
let's take a step back though. Let's give my boy a proper intro for anybody who doesn't know him. Gotta get him in here. I know the people who've been rocking with us, they know CJ. They've seen him too many times. All good. But yeah, man, CJ, let's we got our guy CJ here from the Chiefs Kingdom podcast.
Yes.
Definitely, shout your stuff out. Let the people know who you are. And
absolutely.
People know. Some people want to shout out to Double MTV. He already know. Our favorite enemy on the pod today, Bills High 14.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. No, CJ, this is a pleasure, man. Anytime I get to chop it up with y'all, man, y'all know it's family, it's love. We've been doing this, 5-6 years now? It flies by, bro.
Man.
First episode, so.
Yeah.
I
asked Matt, my bad. I asked Matt, do you know how many years straight have we played?
I looked it up. It's 5. It's been since we've been doing it, 2020. Because we played in 2017 and then didn't play again till 2020.
Yep,
and then we've been playing each other twice a year, every year since then, pretty much.
Wow, that's crazy.
It flies by, bro. That's so crazy.
You guys are in our division now, basically.
Yeah, for real.
We play y'all and the Ravens like every year, bro. But no, we do our show Kingdom Cast. Actually, we doing our show right after this. So if y'all want to pop on and chop it up in the chat, if y'all want to, we would love it. We call that show Tell the Truth on Tuesdays. We do more of like a film breakdown. Then we do our overall Kingdom Cast show on Thursdays, where we do fan interactions. We talk about the previous game and then the game matchup for the week. So, anytime I get to have y'all on and y'all have me on, it's always love. I appreciate y'all for even thinking of me every year. Y'all know it's family every time for sure.
Thanks.
Sir.
All right. Shout out to CJ, man. I mean, it's a bittersweet seeing you because you know what it comes.
Yeah.
We know what it comes. We know it's reminded. It's Chiefs week. It's the regular season, so it's been going our way. Sometimes regular season, but ultimately we know what we trying to get. We both trying to get to. So
absolutely,
you know what I mean. So let's hopefully. I don't know. I even take a loss this week so we can win later. Right. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Matt, defense. Let's just wrap it up real quick. Defense. Anything you want to talk about for the defense
Well, just the the new additions, man. The guys from the suspension list got activated.
I ain't mad at them. Get back right.
Nope, no, it's all right. I don't care if they stay on them as long as they just don't get caught. It's all good. But no, I mean you can see at least with one of the two made an immediate impact. Michael Hoyt, he was all over, playing all four positions on the D line. Yeah. He got a sack and a half. He was definitely opening things up for other guys. He was letting everybody else eat. We ended up with 7 sacks on Sunday. But Greg Rousseau, I think he logged his first one. Michael got 1.5. You had Epineza with the sack and the pick, the crazy play. So he was definitely making a difference out there. And then our guy Max Hairston getting his feet wet out there. Really, getting some real game time reps. We're throwing him into the fire early. I'm really excited to see how he carries this this week and gets better every week on throughout the season. But man, I think McDermott was out there calling plays. I think he said, "Oh yeah, I was calling the defense today with the help of Bobby." We all know that it was McDermott just calling the plays. We saw him
out the bye. He said, "I'm calling
off the bye." Said, "Hold on. This is how we're going to do it, Bobby. I got this, man. I got this." So you could tell the defense was a little more aggressive. Guys were flying around a little more, and I hope that trend continues going forward. Obviously, a dominating performance, only gave up 9 points. A garbage touchdown later there. Andy Dalton is Andy Dalton. We didn't really expect him to do much, but the Bills made him look like how they were supposed to. So I'm really happy with the defense.
Yeah. I mean, if he's taking over full time, I'm not mad at it. I told y'all, maybe a few shows ago that his McDermott as a defensive play caller, he's a top 2, 3, 4 in the league. I just think he's that good. Obviously Chiefs have Spags 4 rings over there. We're not going to fight with that. But McDermott, man, like as a defensive play caller, when he's calling plays, I feel like the defense is definitely more aggressive. And shout out to Ed Oliver. We lost him, so that's gonna be a big loss. He started off week 1 real good, and he had a sack this game as well. So it seemed like every year we lose one I mean, this you could say that about every NFL team, but we always leave. A guy that's playing good always end up having to leave. Especially, I think Ed was gonna have a good year this year. So shout out to Ed. He's on IR. We definitely gonna miss him. But I mean, like you said, it's a perfect time. Other guys that came from the suspensions has come back, so we got more depth now. So hopefully, it's not the biggest loss. And our run game get a little better. So. All right. Anything else you want to talk about? Far as let's do this. Let's just do this. Let's do Rad Juice player of the game. Matt. Yeah. Let's just do rap. Who's your Rad Juice player of the game?
I mean, I think it's unanimous. I think it's got to be Jimbo.
Yep.
I think it's got to be, man. I mean, I mean, when you're knocking on the door of 200 at the half, that's a pretty good game. It's like he's putting up college numbers.
That's a fact. Let me make it official. Let me do the read. This segment is brought to you by Rad Juice. Real fruit, real flavor, real kids. Tired of the same old drinks? Rad Juice is here, crafted by young entrepreneurs with a passion for taste. It's a real fruit adventure experience. Nature's finest in every sip. No artificial additives, just pure refreshment. Explore 3 exciting flavors: peach, strawberry, and tropical. And now you can find Rad Juice at 2 convenient locations near you: 716 Premium, located at 425 Elmwood Avenue, and Sweet Cheeks Cake Bar, located at 1685 Hurdle Ave. Elevate your refreshment game with Rad Juice, created by kids, enjoyed by everyone. Grab yours today. But yeah, we gotta go, Jimbo. That's why I wore his, that's why I wore his jersey. As y'all see. Anytime you have a great game, I'm throwing that jersey. Shout out to James Cook. I remember, earlier this offseason, people was like, hey, he wasn't worth the 20 or whatever he's asking for. And now it's like shout out to Brandon Bean. We might have got him for the low. So shout out to James Cook. He had a great game, career game, only like 18 touches. I still feel like the passing game, his passing work need to be there. I know we got Ty Johnson, but we need to get the James Cook ball I think he can be used like a Bijan. He can be used like a CMC. He can be used like all these other backs. So I think James Cook got another facet of his game that we still haven't opened up for him. And I think I hope Joe Brady figured that out, and I hope they're trying to unlock that at some point during the season. Because I think coming into the league at Georgia, he was a pass down back. You know what I'm saying? He was a pass down back in Georgia. So to completely lose that is kind of, it's extreme to me. I think we can give him some more catches for sure. All right. So that's Rad Juice Player again. Let's move on. Let's move on to this upcoming week.
Yeah, man.
We got the big game. It's a big litmus test for both teams. Crazy enough, neither one of us are leading divisions, right? This is we in new territory. Neither the Bills nor the Chiefs are leading in their division. We're not leading the AFC. This ain't for the number 1 seed. This is just so we can, have one up on the other one. So it's a little different. We talk about these 5 years. A little different this year. As far as that's one of the big difference right there. So I got so this is my first question. I'm gonna go to you first, CJ. Right? The Chiefs, they was 2-3 at some point. Injuries, Rashid. What was going on? What would this mean after starting 2-3? Not winning the division right now. So I think it's the Broncos Fires number 1, 6-2 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what would this mean if the Chiefs lose? I put lose first / win. What would that mean for the Chiefs if they lose or win this game?
I mean, it's obviously we know these are the two teams that we're probably going to see each other in January in some way, shape, or form. Whether it be we play in Buffalo or in Kansas City, you want to win this game for those implications because both teams would much rather play at home. You want to have that home field advantage, but I think both teams are comfortable with playing on the road if need be. So obviously, like you said, we're all chasing the Colts right now. We're all chasing New England and Denver because they're all the top of the conference right now, which is crazy to say. But we knew it wasn't going to be like us being the top dog forever. You're going to have those down years like reality like it is now. But this game is definitely important because if it does come down to seeding, you want to win this matchup. So it is a big game, but it's not huge for us because I think these teams are so veteran-led and so experienced. If they had to play on the road, they're not really tripping that much, but you do rather play at home. So it is important, but it is, like you said earlier, it isn't everything like it is in the past because these teams are so much experience. So I think teams like the Colts or the Patriots need big games like that because they need the home field advantage. Either one of our teams, if went into either one of those arenas, I think, or those stadiums, they could win the game, and they will probably be favorites for sure.
So right before you go, Matt, because I'm gonna ask you the same question for the Bills, but CJ, is the thought in your mind that we might not win the division this year? Did that come? Is that yet? Is that not quite? We gonna make up that ground, or it's like, it's a chance. We might have to go. Might have the wild card this thing. What's your thoughts on just the division as a whole?
I mean, it was spooky early, obviously, and we kind of knew it was going to be rough without Rashid for the first 6 weeks. So I expect us to have a couple of bumpy losses. I said by the time we get them back, if we can be 3-3 around that area, I think we would be good, and we were obviously in that spot. So I always thought we win the division regardless because no disrespect to Chargers fans, but they just have like one of the worst injury bug
of all time. Like my history of watching, that's kind of crazy.
Them and the Niners, I swear, like every year somebody goes down. Maybe it's a Cali thing, I don't know. Every year somebody gets hurt for them, bro. So never really had too much faith in the Chargers, at least like a 17-game season. Mm-hmm. And then Denver was like the biggest competition for us in the division, mainly because of their defense being really good. Unfortunately, I know PS2 went down the other day, but Bo Nix is starting to come into form. Their defense is always going to be really good. Sean Payton called a tough game. So I always knew before the season started, I had a splitting with Denver and LA. So now I had a sweep in the Raiders, respectfully. So I always knew it was going to come down to that Denver-LA game. And I think we played Denver right after you guys. Well, we got our bye, then we played Denver. So I knew every time we played them, it was going to be tough. I know by any means that I have a sweep in the division. So it was going to be tough, but I always had us winning for sure. Because I think it's just such a long season. I think by weeks in and get to week 17, I think we'll be the last team standing in division for sure.
All right. I thought it was gonna be a little more. a little more shaky, but it was right. All right, Matt. You got anything you want to add? Far as the Bills offensively, or no, that wasn't the question. Win or lose? What does it mean if the Bills win or lose? What's your take on if the Bills win or lose? What you thought? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, with our strength of schedule and the way the rest of the year looks, I do we still got to play our division the rest of the season. I think we still come out on top of the division, whether this game goes one way or another. I'm looking at the playoff bracket right now, and as it stands right now, we're the 5th seed and Kansas City's the 7th seed with LA being 6th. That's a scary bottom of the barrel right there. If those 3 teams are your 5, 6, 7, that's a very scary playoffs right there. That's I don't but
and then you got what?
So Indy's the 1 seed.
So Jacksonville's out.
Right yep.
Jacksonville's out only because they played. I think they might have the tiebreaker with Kansas City because they beat them, but they played less games, so they're sitting at the 8th seed right now.
Yep.
But yeah, that's a very scary bottom of the barrel right there.
That's a fact.
But yeah. Sure. They, either way, however this game goes, I think the rest of the season on, I think we'll be able to win enough and beat our division guys. Still got to play New England again. I think we end up, getting that second game. So I'm not really too worried for the rest of the season if we drop this game. If we win this game, obviously it's better for us because it just adds another win to that column. But I'm kind of with you, is that I'll trade a loss to these guys in the regular season to beat them in January for sure.
So CJ, I mean, for the last few years, people have been dunking on, Pat Mahomes, where Pat Mahomes go. Obviously playoff Pat, he come and do his thing, but we talking about the pretty stuff, the numbers, the stats, 5,000 yards. He can't, he 5,000 yards, 40 touchdowns, MVP, all that stuff that he was doing. Mm-hmm. He lost Tyreek Hill, people was hurt, different things happened. Y'all still won and stuff, but people, Josh Allen's of the world, Lamar Jackson's of the world came and people were saying Joe Burrow's of the world, like he might be as good or better not than Mahomes. Mm-hmm. Y'all might got y'all magic back, right? Rashee Rice looking like all time. Kelsey looked like he had a little juice in his step now. Obviously worthy. Do you feel like this offense? Obviously, Tyreek Hill, prime Kelsey. I mean, that's a joke. We're not talking. I'm not trying to say that. That's, Thanks. But barring that, is this the best that the offense have looked since prime Tyreek? Do you have a nickname for that iteration? Since that iteration of the team, is the offense on a level step down from that?
I think like that little 2018 to 2021 Tyreek Hill, that was like the Legion of Zoom area because we had like Tyreek Hill, Demarcus Robinson, Sammy Watkins, Byron Pringle, Mecole Hardman, all the fast guys. So there's a lot of speed. Trav in his prime. So that was probably the fastest team we've had. But I think as an overall weapons group, I think this group is deeper and they're better overall. Because if we're putting Juju and Hollywood Brown are your wide receiver 4 or 5, like we didn't have that back in the day. Like after D-Rob was questionable, Byron Pringle were like role guys, but we can truly go to our 4th, 5th receiver and still function at a high level. So and after we have the tight end room deeper with Noah Gray now. We have a 3-rotation hit at running back as we have a stand with Pacheco, Kareem, and Bashar Smith we drafted out of SMU. So I think this group is deeper. Is it better? Some people will still argue the Legion of Zoom group, mainly because Sammy Watkins was an amazing number 2. Obviously, y'all know him very well playing in Buffalo, but he just had his hammy issues, couldn't really be consistent. So I would personally lean this group better. I think we're more balanced. We can run the ball better. But I think as an overall explosiveness, that team just puts so much fear in you having Tyreek Hill on the field for sure. But I would probably choose this one because we could do everything.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Sammy, it just came out recently too that Sammy has some Chippewa issues too, but that's humor there.
It's some James issues. Shout out Sammy. Matt. So obviously this is not right. I guess our prime is Diggs, right? Diggs year. Diggs. You had Brown,
even. I'm about to say even Beasley, John Brown, and that group.
That iteration is not here, right? We got Keon Coleman. Shout out to Herb, and a lot of people proud to preach went to the in the off season. He said, I don't think Keon Coleman is a one. He not that guy, right? So we got Keon Coleman, but we got Shakir, we got Kincaid, we got obviously James Cook in the backfield as well. How you feel about this offensive group? I guess you could compare it to the Chiefs, but also compare it to do you feel like, all right, this is good enough to win in the playoffs? Is this offense as playing is good enough to win in the playoffs against a Chiefs team that's like they find all cylinders?
Yeah, I mean, I think just the our running offense, the running aspect that we didn't really have those years when we had to throw the ball a ton of times, where Josh was throwing the ball 40 times a game when we had John Brown, Beasley, that group. Even
not the motor, but he wasn't. He not
yeah, but and also we didn't have the same O line. We didn't, we built that up through those couple years, right? So I think the running aspect, we really haven't even tapped into Josh running the football this year.
Yeah,
Josh hasn't really had one of those games where he made a 30, 40-yard run, something crazy like that. He hasn't really pressed that issue yet. So we haven't really quite tapped into that, or even like direct, out of the shotgun quarterback runs. We haven't seen really a lot of that this year from Josh because James is so efficient, man. I mean, he's getting like 4 or 5 yards a clip, and it's looking really good. And the other guys behind him in their low volume carries, Ty Johnson, Ray Davis, they're also running the ball pretty well. So I think that aspect of it, where Josh doesn't have to throw the ball 40 times a game, I think that can kind of get us over the edge. I think it's ultimately going to come down to the defense, and can they stop those elite guys on the other side of the field. I think our offense is not going to be a problem with anybody going forward.
All right. So Matt, right, before we get into this game, do you feel like the Chiefs and the Bills, or if you could throw another team out there if you want, are we still the class of the AFC? All right. Are we still right? We see what Indy doing. We see what Jonathan Taylor doing. You name some other teams as well, right? You just said we 5 and 7, so it got to be 4 teams ahead of us. Is any of those 4 teams or somebody that you want to talk about, far as is the class, or we should be looking at other teams, or is really much the Bills and the Chiefs?
I think once we hit January, I think our experience right now in January, I think, is what's going to propel us, is where it's going to be, where we separate from those other teams. I don't think Pittsburgh has enough for either of us. New England's showing to be pretty tough. They're obviously coached a lot better this year with Vrabel. They have a young 100%. Superstar in Drake May. They got some guys over there, but I do think that we're kind of like right now, us two being under the radar is scary for everybody at the top. I think everybody in those spots is kind of looking down, like, damn, like, where do I want to end? Like, we have these conversations. We've been having these conversations the last couple of years as the 1 through 3 seed. It's like, damn it, who do we want to play out of that 5 through 7? Now the teams at the top right now are looking at us, and I guarantee there's nobody that wants to play Buffalo or Kansas City in that top 4 group right now. So they're all fighting for that 1 seed, trying to avoid that, right? So there's nobody really. I think it is still really us at the end of the day, and I think that'll show and prove at the end of the year. Indianapolis right now, I don't know how long it's going to go on. I really don't know. It's like every week, it's like is the magic going to be done soon? Because I still have such a hard time trusting Daniel Jones. Jonathan Taylor is absolutely, putting the team on his back and putting on a clinic. But when is one team going to come across them and be able to stop that and kind of show their true colors? I'm waiting for that. Hopefully it happens in the next couple of weeks here to slow them down.
I think the Colts are the real deal now. Is it longevity? Is it 2, 3, 4 years it is? No, but I think in 2025, I think the Colts are somebody we're going to have to deal with as a team. But CJ, same question to you. Is the Bills and the Chiefs still the class of the AFC, or are you feeling, obviously he just brought up the Colts, and he's, Denver, all these other teams that's right now that's winning their divisions. Do you feel they're going to have something to say in January and February?
Yeah. I mean, I think as it stands right now, you have to respect the Colts. Coming into the season, I said they have one of the better rosters in the league. I just didn't trust Daniel Jones, and there were a lot of Colts fans who didn't even trust Daniel Jones because you don't know what kind of guy you were getting. So, but the roster they have is great. Like, they got a lot of guys in the D line that can make plays. They got Grover Stewart, obviously. Like, a lot of good guys in the secondary. They got Kenny Moore. They got Charvarius Ward. They grabbed from the Niners. They grabbed Bynum from Minnesota. So they made a lot of moves in the offseason. And offensively, they just got weapons everywhere. Like, you got Mike Pittman, Josh Downs, Tyler Warren going for rookie of the year.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like JT looking like MVP. So, like, they're doing everything. The O-line is good. They're doing what they're supposed to do. But I think right now, like Matt said, like, if you come to January and they're playing us or y'all, more people would probably be inclined to pick one of us to win that game. So I'm going to respect the Colts. And if they get the number 1 seed, I'll shake their hand. Like, hey, congratulations, and we'll see what you do when it matters, because the regular season is cute. But when the last time the Colts been in this matter of big game? I think we saw him in the playoffs before Andrew Luck retired, and that was his last game. So there haven't been too many big moments since then, even more so Daniel Jones. So I'm gonna respect the Colts for now, but I told all my friends, Matt, to screenshot these little standings. We'll see what this looks like in like 2 months from now. It's cute now, but we ain't even got to Halloween yet, so we'll see what it looks like in like a month or two. So it's fun now. It's fun. So
I respect it, but shout out Mikey D. Shout out Mike, because Mike came on here. He said he brought up that Tennessee year when Tennessee was the 1 seed.
Yep.
Right. It's very similar. I mean, Tannehill had better career, but Tannehill, Daniel Jones, Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, O-line, great defense is good coach. You know what I mean? It was Vrabel, not, but it's a similar built
type
team,
feel.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Now playoffs, I think they won. I think they lost after I think they got the bye and then they lost the first playoff game. So, yeah,
they lost to Baltimore. Yep.
Now history doesn't always repeat itself, but it can. We'll see. Yeah. And we'll see. So we'll see. So let's talk about this specific game, right? Let's get on to this specific game, and then we can get out of here. The Chiefs come to the Buffalo. What are the keys? We're gonna start with you, CJ. What are the keys for the Chiefs to win this game, and not just win, to remind people like, yo, we're actually the best team in the NFL, right? Because a lot of people, some people saying that, some people like, I know their record, but we believe that the Chiefs is the best team in the NFL. That's a lot of that is being taught in the national media. So what do the Chiefs have to do this game? What's their keys to victory to prove that?
Got to run the ball, man. It all starts up front. These are the two of the better O-lines in the league as far as like protection. I think us to Denver and the Colts are like the top 5 as far as like pass protection right now. So those are the best groups right now. So it all starts up front. Whoever wins time of possession, usually the one who usually wins this game, because we want to keep Josh off the field. They want to keep Pat off the field as much as possible. So you got to run the ball first and foremost, control the clock, and score points early. And obviously, I know y'all been dealing with some attrition and some injuries on defense. So want to put the pressure on them and got to run the ball and try to keep that weakness a weakness for us. So if we can do that, then we can get our play action game. We have plenty of weapons and guys to get the ball to. So I think that's the biggest key for us, is to score points when we have to, convert on our short yardage. We've been very efficient at that the last month. So I think that's the biggest thing for us, is score early. And it's probably going to be a shootout because we know Josh loves to score against us. I don't know what happens. He puts his Superman cape on when he sees red. So I know he's going to make a play. He's going to keep the game close. It's never, ever a blowout. I know this is going to be a one-possession game. I don't care how down bad the rosters are. It's always going to be a good football game. But I think the biggest key for us will be out to run the football for sure.
Before you go, man, how you feel about the running game? I mean, obviously, y'all never had to have this big dominant running game to get where y'all have to get. But y'all got, older Kareem Hunt, Pacheco coming second year back from the injury, young Rashad Smith. What's your overall take on that? Do you feel like the rookie going to usurp? I think Pacheco's hurt. Like, what's your overall take on y'all running back room right now?
I think they'll probably give Kareem a bulk of the carry this week. Rashard will get more touches in the run game. But we've had a lot of guys in our practice squad that we've had sitting on. Probably get called up this week. We've had Elijah Mitchell. We brought Clyde Edwards-Helaire back. We brought
Did y'all? I missed that.
Yep. Carson Steele still on the practice squad. So I expect it'd probably be Elijah. Mitchell tried to guess anyone. He was the guy that was fighting for that backup running back job in camp. They'll probably activate him this week. I don't expect them to make any crazy moves like trade or anything, but I think they'll call one of those guys up because Pop's only going to be out. I think they said like 2 weeks, maybe 3 at max. So they'll probably miss this game in the bye. So I think they'll probably activate Elijah this week. He'll probably be RB3, and they'll probably just roll the Kareem. Kareem's been super efficient. And I think our run game has been effective. It's not explosive. Like, we don't have any long runs, but Rashard has some speed. I think we could use him in the passing game and get some speed factor, like some jet sweeps.
I like it. Every time he get the ball, he looked like he might go every time he touch it.
He explosive. I mean, he played at Miami. He played receiver and running back. So everybody saw him at SMU. He's an explosive kid, man. He's not the biggest guy, but every time he touches the play, like James Cook, like when he touches the ball, like you said, he can go anyway. So I think it'll be a good game. I think those guys will get a lot of touches, but just as far as we're being efficient in our short yardage run game, which we've been very good at, because we know we can throw the ball. That's why I don't got to talk about that. That's the obvious. We have to be efficient when it's third and short, like second and short, to keep those conversions and keep the first downs.
That's a fact. All right, Matt. Keys to success. Now, for the last few years, it's always been known as hard to run on the Chiefs, right? Now, this is our strength. This is one of their strengths. Their defensive strength. Spag, we know what Spag's going to do. He's going to try to stop that run for sure. What is our keys to success for this week? And what can we do to kind of reach? Because, we were the darling of the time. But usually this time of the year, the Bills is the darling, right? We usually 5-1, 6-1. We blew out 3 or 4 people, but it's been a little different. We got 2 losses. We just blew out the Panthers, but the offense didn't look, I guess, superb. The running game did, but the offense as a whole didn't. So what do the Bills gotta look like? What's the key to success for us to get that energy back of, oh no, the Bills are a top 2 or 3 team in the NFL, if not the best?
Well, I mean, I think last year in the regular season, it's really kind of the same, man. It's kind of what CJ said. We want to control the football. We want to play to our strengths, which is running the football. We want to be successful running the football. We want to. I guess both teams, whatever way you chop it up and look at it, you want to keep the other quarterback off the field, right? So you want to give that guy on the other side the least amount of opportunities to beat us. So I think controlling the clock, being able to run the ball efficiently, getting a lot of first downs, things like that. I definitely think we gotta be able to come through and do that this week. We don't have as many options on the offense, I don't think, as they do on the other side. So I think the guy, like, you go to our good, go to our guys, like we said, with the if you look at some of the play sheets, like it was feed Shakir, go to Kincaid, feed Shakir, mix in Coleman a little bit. You take that blueprint and just go to our playmakers and let them make plays, man, and be efficient running the football. Now on the defensive side, you got to be able to win with 4. You got to be able to win with 4. You got to be aggressive, and kind of keep Pat, on his heels a little bit. You don't want to let him do what Josh does, run around, be able to create plays, because those guys are going to get open. You want to be able to stop the run, so he's going to have to. So it takes away that play action game and things like that. You want to be able to just kind of get that guy off the field. Yeah. At the end of the day.
Sounds good to me.
It sounds a lot more simple than it is, but you want to keep that guy right off the field.
That's a fact. So Matt, I'm gonna ask you this question, then we're gonna go to CJ. Is there something, say, a lot of people, shout out to people that was in the comments, a lot of people want to know, should the Bills make a trade? Should we be looking for a wide receiver? If the Bills lose this game, say the Bills lose the game, we put up 16, 17, whatever, a number where we feel like, we didn't score enough, that's not good enough, right? Do you feel like this is going to prompt Brandon Beane to make a move, or are we already going to make a move, or like, is anything come out this specific game to make Brandon Beane like, all right, we're not ready, we need to go find something to go make a move? Or, like, what's your thoughts on that? Is it something that if we lose, do Brandon Beane have to make a move?
My thoughts on that is if Spags comes in and completely loads the box up to stop James Cook, and they're able to, and makes Josh throw the football, and we're unable to do that, I think Beane goes out next week and he does make some calls, and we're seeing that people are making calls, out for some receivers right now. I think the Bills were in that mix. But yeah, I think that would be the ultimate thing, is if they completely shut James Cook down and take away that option and kind of dare us to throw the football with the MVP. That would be the ultimate telltale that, hey, we gotta go get somebody, right? But I do think we have to get, if Beane makes some calls and we can bring in a guy, I'm all for it, because I would love to have a true number one. I don't think we have that in this offense. Or if it's Keon Coleman, we're not using it correctly. I know I said it last week. It seems like every time we throw him the ball, it's the toughest throw and the toughest. He has to either get a jump ball or a back shoulder catch to make a catch, and that's just not efficient for any wide receiver. They're just not getting him, I guess, to where he has to be with his strength. So if we do have a number one on the roster, I mean, I do think Khalil Shakir obviously is our number one playmaker. I just don't know if he's necessarily a number one receiver. I think we want to keep him in that number two. We want to keep him in that that playmaker range, right, to where we can just kind of scheme him open and do what we got to do. But I wouldn't be opposed to going out and getting somebody.
I would say this: I'm waiting for Joe Brady. I'm not saying that when I say this, I'm not saying they're the same player at all. I'm not. But I am waiting for Joe Brady to sit down with Keon Coleman and show him some Rashee Rice tape. Like, I want to bring him closer to the line, and you be a power slot, right? Because this outside receiver thing, you're not fast enough.
Nope.
Your hand's not great enough, and you're not winning at the catch point, right? And we got you out here all the time, and you can't do it. So I'm waiting for this power slot to come, and hopefully seeing Rashee Rice. I don't know if we ever played Rashee Rice yet. We probably did. We didn't play him last year,
2 years ago.
Yeah. So to see him up close, to see that we got an athletic guy that can get the ball and make somebody move. I don't think Rashee Rice is the fastest person in the league. So seeing how they use him, I think could potentially be a way that we can use Keon Coleman, but we'll see. CJ, what's your thoughts about, like, do y'all have any holes right now? Right, because it was the O-line. Y'all got an offensive tackle that fell in the draft. I mean, that's looking like a savior for y'all. So what if I don't know what can, if something is a move that needs to be made, if y'all win, lose, is there anything that you feel like that y'all can improve on if a loss happened that didn't look like the offense not going around the defense? Is there any type of move, any type of hole that you see in your team as of now?
I think overall, like, the biggest thing we always want to do is help Chris Jones as much as possible.
Okay.
Pass rush is the way you win football games in January. Like, secondary is cute, offense is cute, but you got to get to the quarterback, especially when you're playing Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, all the great guys. You got to get to the quarterback. So that's the biggest thing if we do make a move. There's a couple of D tackles that we've had on our team the last few years in camp that have gotten cut. So hopefully we can bring some guys back home and just build that depth that we once had. But definitely any position that I want to see added to the room would definitely be defensive line, because you want to give as much help to Chris Jones for sure.
That's a fact. It's what's his name? Karlaftis? How you say
George Karlaftis.
Mm-hmm. He's still there? He's healthy?
We just paid him this offseason, so need a big
big
year out of him, so I'd love to have a good game. Hopefully.
Big boy. All right. Matt, you got anything else you want to say about this game before we get into the weekly contest and some score predictions? Get out of here. You might be muted, Matt.
I definitely am. Rookie move. But no, I'm just excited for it. I'm a little mad I'm not going this week. Got some other
really. You're not being. I got other things.
I got some other obligations. Got on the third shift grind. That's got to go into work a little early. So I'm like I would have had to have left at halftime. So I gave my ticket up to somebody else who would be able to enjoy the whole game.
Okay.
So look, it is what it is. But no, I'm excited for it, man. But we'll get into the contest. We did run the score prediction contest since we had a bye. We had 2 winners this week. Shout out Roman there. But we had 2 winners this week. We had AOG. They gave away a 1-month membership to the Cigar Lounge with a bucket of beer. That winner was Kelly Lynn, I believe. So we'll have to reach out to you, get you set up with those guys. Awesome prize they gave away for the lounge. Anytime you go in to get that, you can probably go in this Sunday, catch the game if you're not going to be there. Then we had the second prize was a $20 gift certificate to Art of Glass. So John Gwelly won that. So shout out to you guys. We'll be reaching out, telling you guys how to win that prize. This week, we're going to have another giveaway from AOG. Score prediction contest. We're definitely going to have AOG. They're giving away another $20 gift certificate to the Art of Glass Smoke Shop. So we're going to do a score prediction. You're going to predict the score for the Buffalo Bills against the Kansas City Chiefs. You're going to, as a tiebreaker, if we get multiple of the same ones, or if nobody predicts the correct score, we have a winner every week. So you're going to predict Josh Allen's passing yards as the number 1, and as the number 2 tiebreaker, you're going to do James Cook's rushing yards. You're going to get those in by 4:00 on Sunday. We got the 4:25 kickoff. So get your submissions in, and good luck.
That's a fact. You got to be in it to win it, man. You got to be in it to win it. Try it, as we said. Try to get on that original post. We're trying to centralize, so Matt don't got to go look everywhere. So try to put on that original post, and we're gonna get you this Art of Glass, gift card. So definitely enter. You got to be in it to win it. Obviously, we got to do our score predictions, guys. We got to do our. What you got, Matt?
Well, we got. So I see a comment in there. We got to activate Gabe Davis this week.
Oh, oh yeah.
Yeah. Or touchdown.
Just on the memory of it,
right? Just to throw them out there.
I mean, they might, they might do something like that. You never know.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad to see him trotting out there this week. We can.
Everybody in the group chat would probably be mad.
Everybody in the group chat would 100% be mad.
Mike, Preach, Bill, everybody be pissed if they saw Gabe Davis out there. I ain't gonna hold you.
Gabe belongs at Duff's. But yeah, man. I think we're gonna roll what we got, Sean. I don't foresee Gabe coming out this week, but I wouldn't be mad at it. But yeah, score predictions. I think we get it done at home. I think it's going to be a close one. I'm going to say 27-20 Bills.
27-20 Bills. Okay, yes, okay. CJ, what you got, man? Let's. Oh, hold on. Let me get you the. Oops. Let me get you the spread and all that stuff. You might know all that. So the spread, Kansas City minus 1.5, 51.5 total. That's probably the highest on the slate, I'm sure. But yeah, they got KC minus 1.5. So what you got? Score prediction?
Ooh, home dogs.
It's gonna be a close game. It's always one possession. Obviously, we both can score a lot. I think you guys try to run the ball to keep the game as close as possible. Obviously, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Chiefs 30, Bills 27.
Okay, I like that. I take the over. He got the over. Yeah, I think it's gonna be close, one possession game. Usually, every game is one possession game with us. One of the quarterbacks got to make that last play. Hopefully, we got the ball last, and I think whoever got the ball last probably going to win. So yeah, I got the Bills winning the game. I don't see, I say 27-26. 27-26. We win by one. I don't know, field goal, I guess, shout out to Prater or something like that. 27-26 Bills win. It's gonna be a close one. I think Josh gonna be put on the cape. I think everybody gonna have a good game. I think people gonna have good games. I think Mahomes gonna look like Mahomes, Josh gonna look like Josh. It's Spags versus McDermott, really. That's really gonna come down who gonna make that key stop. When each team need that key stop, if they gonna make it, who gonna make that touchdown into a field goal. Stuff is gonna come down to those things, those little nuances of the game, like it always does. So shout out to this. This is a great game. I'm happy for it. I'm happy I think it's a litmus test for both of us. I think that the Chiefs is feeling themselves. They feeling better. They getting they being more dominant, and the Bills coming off the bye against that Panthers game. We kind of see our offense to get rolling like they was last year. So I think it's a really good litmus test for both teams, and I'm excited. I'm excited for this game. It's a 4:25 game. I'm shocked. The Bills had like 5 primetime games. Both of us had like 5 primetime games, and this one isn't primetime. It's kind of crazy, but hey, 4:25 game. I ain't mad at it. Shout out to the schedule makers. Any last comments before we get out of here, guys? Any last comments? No, we all good?
No, man. I'm just ready for the game, man. I'm happy it's a 4:30 and not like I didn't really want the Sunday night, so I'm happy it's a 4:30. Kind of get that mix in the middle. But yeah, I'm excited, man.
All right, man. CJ, thank you for coming on, bro.
Yes,
we always appreciate you coming through.
Appreciate
you. Always come through. And shout out your show, because you said you about to get on that. Shout out your show. Let the people know. It's 1,000 people watching, man. So shout out to the people. So let the people know what you're doing and where you about to go.
Yep, we about to start our show right after this. It's called Tell the Truth under our umbrella Kingdom Cast. If y'all want to come in and chat, ask questions, talk ball, y'all know y'all always more than welcome to talk with us. So I got a couple family members that'll be at the game, so I'm gonna definitely DM them y'all info. Y'all can take care of them and tell them where to go. It's their first time going to Buffalo, so they super excited. So
we got to know where to go. Get some wings, some pizza, get some good eats. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some food.
For sure.
Yeah, we'll get them an itinerary. I got a tailgate link too, so let me know. I got you.
Hey man, if they Stogie cigars, we got AOG, man. We got a little spot.
Yeah.
I'll tell him if he want to do his thing for sure. I'll tell him.
Yeah, man, we definitely got some spots for sure.
I'll set him up nice. Yep, I got you. Let me know.
Absolutely.
All right, but always a pleasure. Always a pleasure having you, CJ. So even this next one, because I feel like it's gonna come down to us again, like it always do. So we're gonna probably see you again this season, later in the year, a few months from down the line. So when we do, we definitely gonna be the first call. You definitely gonna be the first call we get. But it's been a great show. Shout out to everybody watching. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Once again, we're trying to get to 500 subscribers by the end of this season. So please help us do that. Any merch you need, overduebillspod.com for your merch. And again, once again, shout out to AOG, our presenting sponsor, for definitely showing love every week. And we end every show with a little hey. Let's go. Shout out Rome.
Only Buffalo is going to win its home.
Kick your heels up and down.
We've seen why the Buffalo Bills are en route to the playoffs.
Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout.